Okay, so you'd have to be blind to not have seen the announcements about Battlefield 5 returning in 2016, end of 2016. They're starting to talk about some details. They're saying that it's going to be more militaristic, back to its military roots, taking a step away from Battlefield Hardline's approach. Speaking at what was it, the UBS Global Technology Conference this week, EA CFO Blake Jorgensen said that Battlefield 5 is shaping up to be a fun new Battlefield. We'll also see a return to a Battlefield military-style game. More to come on that. It also says Battlefield Hardline coming out at the beginning of next year. EA has stated that Battlefield 5 has been pushed back until the holiday 2016 to give players more time for Visceral's game, but also let's not forget Battlefront, which is obviously the main thing that's going to fill that gap. Why announce this now? This, for me, if I want to really sort of take a position on this, is a concerning thing, and I think it's a little bit of a... it's a bit of a safety shot, you know. Speaking about this now, before we get to Christmas, obviously Hardline's not coming till kind of March time. Speaking about this Battlefield 5 right now, that it's coming, that it's going back to the military, seems like a safety shot from EA, okay? It's like they're saying, hey look, don't worry about Hardline, we've got you covered. Don't worry. You know, it's like they're trying to say to people, we haven't forgotten, we don't want to panic. They're trying to reassure everyone, because I think they know that not everyone is sure about Hardline. And I've got to tell you, I still am not sure myself. There's some things I love about Hardline, some things that I feel very questionable about. Overall, still, the fact that they seem obsessed with pushing non-objective based gameplay, and it's all about just the crazy bullshit. That concerns me greatly. It also leaves a huge question mark for me whether or not I actually want to sort of continue with Battlefield as my primary game. Because, you know, all of that... here's the thing as well, is that, you see, all that fun stuff, like when you're jumping over something and, you know, you jump off an RPG something, or, you know, two things crash together and they blow up, or you get some elite sniper shot when you're midair, or who knows what, okay? All these kind of crazy Battlefield moments, if you like, okay? All that stuff, the reason it's fun, the reason it's so extreme and so, you know, jaw-dropping and it captures your imagination, the reason that's great is because it happens as part of a larger situation. When you're playing an objective, and you guys will remember back, any of you Battlefield veterans will remember back, that in Battlefield 2, in Battlefield 43, in Bad Company, all of these games, okay? And also, I've got to tell you, right, there's a few videos I got coming up that I'm thinking about stuff with this. Looking back to Bad Company, so many people now are like, Bad Company, it's the best, it's the best. Oh, that was real Battlefield. Look, you know, take a sit down. No, alright? It was fine. Bad Company was great. It had its pluses, but it also had a load of crap, seriously. The stupid UAV, which would like sort of rain down a missile on you as you were waiting to take off in an aircraft. Okay, some of the spawns were so irritating, the way you get pinned back in the base. There was tons and tons of stuff that really sucked about Bad Company, and I feel like a lot of the producers and people that I've seen talking about Bad Company now are just like kissing it, like, oh, it was the best Battlefield. No, it was just like, it had as many pros and cons as anything else. It's just that you got the nostalgia glasses on and you're remembering it back as being the best thing ever, and you're like, oh, go back, play it now, go back. There's two other things as well which are major factors within that. Community is the biggest one of all. The community for Battlefield 2, for Bad Company, all these things, the community was smaller and it was more specific and more niche and more dedicated towards the series. Now, the game has gone so mainstream and has such a large audience that there's a lot of people playing now who don't give a shit about Battlefield and the way it's supposed to be and the way it's supposed to play out within the context of kind of what was presented and the way things were. So it's gone totally sideways now into this other thing, and you can see it in the way that it's sort of marketed, and the way that they're specifically pushing towards certain things, and the way that some styles of play are lauded more than others. And it greatly concerns me, because I feel like it's on this kind of train ride now. It's just stuck on the rails, and it's just going now towards basically just turning to a load of crap. Because I feel like that sort of style of just random idiot brofest gameplay is the agenda that's being targeted now. And to be honest, I feel like if it continues down that path, it's just going to go the same way as COD, where everyone just ends up thinking it's a bit of a joke, you know, it's just a bit of a ridiculous thing. Battlefield, the reason those moments are epic is because it's part of playing the objective. When you're fighting and you're doing what is supposed to be in the game mode, that's, you know, you have a game mode which specifies you are to do this and this and this to win, right? So that's what you should be doing as your primary task. The other things then come in as like an element of the gameplay, and that's what makes it so amazing, because they're unexpected moments, right? That's what makes them exciting. They're unexpected. You know, you fly over something and you jump off, you take out 3 guys, and then, you know, secure the base, your team spawns on you, and you're like, yeah, that was a real moment. You know, you feel it. But when you set out and it's the only thing you do all the time and every single time, I mean, personally, like, how many times can you C4 something and it still be funny? Not many for me. It's just like, oh yeah, he blew up. Okay. Don't get it. I don't get it in my head. And also, like I say, the emphasis too much on weapons and all this kind of stuff is another thing that grates on me all the time. It's like weapons, 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 weapons. Weapons are fine, right? But like I've said so many times, it's just a means to an end. It's a tool, and it shouldn't become like your primary focus. If it becomes the primary focus so much, you kind of lose sight of some of those more important elements, which are, where are you going? What should you be doing? What's your team doing? Communicating with that team. You know, all of these things which go towards actually making the gameplay play out. So it's interesting that they decide to announce this, and as I say, I don't know whether it's a little bit of a precursor to the fact that Battlefield Hardline is coming, and they're starting to lay the foundations of sort of damage control, damage limitation, you know. Whilst they're probably very confident that Hardline is going to do well, at the same time, they don't want it to be like a bomb that alienates everyone. So they're starting to kind of lay these things of like, hey look, keep it in your mind that we're going to be getting back to the proper battlefield, the military battlefield. We know it's coming, and you know, they just want you to know that. So yeah. It's an interesting choice. I have got some more specific thoughts on that battlefield, and you know what, it's actually very interesting because I actually came up with my own sort of thoughts about what I would like the next Battlefield title to be, or what I thought could be an interesting choice for that Battlefield title. And as I say, I wanted to actually rough out loads more around that idea, and even perhaps throw together a couple of little sort of concept sort of sketches to give you guys a little bit of an idea about that. So I think I'll talk more specifically about that on another video, like a very specific video just about that. But, you know, drop your thoughts below. I didn't want this video to be like a hype, you know, because it's, you know how much that grates and just gets under my skin. But I do think it's something that, you know, is worthy of mentioning and talking about as a producer that's interested in Battlefield. Unlike some of the other things this week, like, bow. You think I'm making a bow video? I have got a lot more self-respect than that. But what a load of crap, seriously. It's a bow, it's so amazing. It's like, yeah, and anybody with a gun will drop you in a second. Anyway. So yeah, anyway, that's my main thought about this, really. I had a couple of people ask me and tweet at me today, like, look, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll talk about this. So drop your thoughts below, guys. Battlefield 5, what's your thoughts on it? What would you like to see in the game? Try to be as specific as possible and flesh it out. Don't just put, like, I don't know, I want it to be World War II. Make it like Bad Company, that was the best. Don't give me those bullshit comments. Write something proper and give some proper ideas. Yeah, that's it. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Like, favourite, sub, blah blah, and all that crap, and see you next time.